over 32 years in IT and telecommunications. Met Z-Link at my previous employer as a client and fell in love with them and said, I have to work for these people. So jumped the fence and retired and came over to Z-Link. I'm the director of internal services, managing the invoice processing team.
Okay. Oh, fabulous.
And Miss Rachel, over to you.
Yes, hi, Karen. So I missed the beginning of this, but I think what we're doing is just giving a little bit of a background of how we got to where we are. So I actually started in college. I went for education, so early childhood special education. So that's kind of where I started. And then about 15 years ago, I somehow landed in a job in telecom for a small company in the city in New York. And then from there, I kind of just jumped around to a couple of different locations and started in Z-Link about 3 years ago. I think last month was my 3-year mark. And then as I started here as a CSM under Erin. And then last October, so about a year ago, I moved into the product department. So now I work with Tatiana Leon in our product team.
Oh.
It's very coached out of client services. Now she develops our dashboard. Great stuff that integrates there. So thanks, guys. Karen is a fabulous leadership coach. She is the first leadership coach I had the opportunity to work with. And she and I have since become great friends. And she put on this really interesting and timely sounding webinar a couple of months ago. It happened to coincide with our July kickoff. So I couldn't have you guys join then, but she so graciously offered to do a special session for our team. So I'm going to step out as soon as Karen does a quick intro so you guys can work with her. It's on kind of soft leadership skills and she'll tell you more about it. And this training is not to say at all that I don't think any of you already have fabulous leadership capabilities, potential, or skills, but we're always trying to learn and improve. And this also gives you a forum to say whatever you want to say about me or Z-Link, and I won't be there. So feel free to be really open, as I know you all will be. And Karen, over to you.
Wonderful. Thanks so much, Chandra. Really appreciate it. And gosh, it's really special to me to be here with everyone today. Thanks for meeting me here instead of Teams. Long story, boring, not even going to bore you with it. Just works better here. So thank you for switching. All right. So we are going to run really close on time today. So I want to pack it in with great content and lots of value. So we're going to go ahead and just jump right in. Like you said, Chandra, you're going to peel off whenever you feel appropriate so that we can go full speed.
Yeah, get into it. All right. Thank you, Karen. I appreciate it. Enjoy, guys.
So a couple of things to kick us off. Just everybody go ahead and stay on camera. I find that it's much better for this kind of environment when we all do that. You all are fully engaged. That is so wonderful. So let's just stay that way throughout. Mute if you feel it's necessary, but be able to toggle that off quickly so that you can engage with the content. Also, just raise your hand or ask a question verbally anytime. You know, we're not going to do Q&A at the end. It's very interactive. So just like I said, just jump in. You can put something in chat if you want. However, I'm not sure how long it will take me to see it. So might be better to just jump in verbally. Okay. Let's everybody agree that this is a safe, confidential space. Okay, what we're going to go through can be a little bit on the deep side. I'm a behavioral expert. And so that's what we're going to get in because it's all of those things that underpin leading without a title, which is what we are going to go through today. And, you know, sometimes in sharing, we might feel a little bit vulnerable about some of the things that we deal with or experience. And so let's just all agree right now that everything that is shared stays in this vault, this context, this room. It doesn't leave. We don't share anything that we learn here with anybody else, and that we can all treat this as a safe, confidential space. Sound good?
I agree.
Awesome. All right. Can everybody see my screen?
Yep. Yes.
Okay, great. First of all, time check. We've got 90 minutes, actually less than. We are not going to go through every single slide that you see. You're going to see me fly by some of them, and I'm then going to share the full deck with everyone. And then if you want to go through it in more detail with me, just reach out to Chandra. She can connect us.
Sounds good.
All right, great. Again, what we are talking about today is lead without a title. And this is become a really hot topic as more generations enter the workforce and are in positions of leadership that maybe don't have the formal title already. And it's really become how we get things done at work, because we end up leading without a title simply through influence. So that's why I wanted to do this webinar. And then when Chandra reached out and said, "Oh, this is really timely, I'd love to have you talk with my folks," I said, "Oh, well, we've had the great privilege and pleasure of working with Z-Link for 5 years." And so I thought, knowing what we've already done with Z-Link, I thought I'd put this together especially for your group. Okay, so a tiny bit about me. Chandra already included my intro in the notes about the meeting, but overall, I'm a leadership strategist, an executive coach, and in my former life, I was an international ultra endurance athlete. So if you check out my LinkedIn profile, you'll see a lot more of the detail about that. Also, you can see the Ironman poster behind my back. That is from 2012. That is the Ironman World Championships in Kona, Hawaii. And by the way, that race just happened on Saturday, this past Saturday. All right. So what if you could lead powerfully, regardless of your title? This is what we call the new leadership. So first, we're going to debunk some old leadership myths that leaders have to have all the answers, they have to maintain a distance, and leadership is all about authority. And the modern leader is fully authentic. They lead with kindness and also vulnerability and trust. Anybody here familiar with Brené Brown?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So you've heard about vulnerability and trust and probably shame and connection and all of that. Yeah. The name of my company is Exponential Results. And everything we do is backed by science, research like from Dr. Brené Brown, Dr. Adam Grant, Simon Sinek, whole host of others. Yeah. Much of what you're going to see today is informed by all of those fine people. And like I said, scientific research and methodologies. All right. So leadership is influence, not authority. That's authority. Leadership through authority is what we used to think of probably 15 to 20 years ago. And the fact of the matter is, it has really completely changed and evolved over that period of time. And now leadership is simply influence and no longer authority. Thankfully, I'm really glad to see those days are gone. Yikes. So we're going to just rest on this for a second. Think of a leader that you admire, can be past or present, could be Chandra if you want, and it doesn't need to be, but just want to throw that out. And think about for a second whether it was their title or how they showed up that made them a great leader in your eyes. Anybody want to share?
Yeah, I'll share. I worked for a gentleman out of Boston for a number of years. Mike embodied the highest degree of work ethic that I knew in a leadership role. So he was the kind of leader that I felt like would never ask more from you than what he demonstrated himself. And he demonstrated like he really strived for excellence day in and day out. And I think that for me, I can say it was really motivating to work underneath somebody who just got down in I call it like getting down in the hole with the shovel and outworking everybody else.
Wow. Okay, great. Anybody else want to share?
I would agree with Justin. Yeah, I have a leader in mind very similar to that, where very supportive, willing to get in the trenches with you and do the hard work and do the hard things, support you when you need it and lift you up when you need it, and then give you the tough love when you need it too.
Oh, great one, Aaron. Yeah. So all of that to say that all of those things that they did felt authentic and genuine and vulnerable. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. So these are the ingredients of great leadership now. So we're going to get to this later, how you can practice one of these qualities this week without a title at the end. However, just put a placeholder in your notes for now so that we can come back to it when we get there. All right. So we're going to go over 4 things today that comprise leading without a title that most of us struggle with. And the first of which is imposter syndrome. It's that inner critic that holds us back. The definition is on the screen. It's the internal belief that you're not as competent as others think you are, despite the evidence of your success. Sounds like oh, I just got lucky, or, oh, they're going to realize I don't really know what I'm doing, or who am I to lead or speak or show up like this? Just by a show of hands, who struggles with imposter syndrome? Okay, got it. Very common, very, very common. Most commonly in high achievers. Hello, that's this whole group. I mean, I know if you're working for Z-Link, you are a high achiever. And just so you know, Tatiana herself has struggled with this as well. First time or emerging leaders, for obvious reasons, people navigating new levels of visibility or influence, and they typically will wait then to be 100% ready before acting. And these are the issues that imposter syndrome can cause: shrinking from opportunities, overworking to prove their worth, avoiding speaking up, giving their opinion about something or claiming space, fear of asking for help or even giving feedback, and sabotaging trust building by trying to perform leadership instead of embodying it. And notice what it says here at the bottom. Will somebody go ahead and read that for us?
Imposter syndrome isn't a sign you're unqualified, it's a signal you're growing. You're in unfamiliar territory and your brain is trying to protect you from risk or rejection.
Yes. Who's heard that before? Or who is this new information for?
I haven't heard it quite put like that, but I
Mhm.
think the message was the same.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I've ever heard it phrased like that, but I've heard something similar.
Yeah, so this is how common imposter syndrome is. And being an expert in behavior, I know how the brain works. And fortunately, unfortunately for all of us, it works the same. And it works in the same way when it's trying to protect you. That's really where our brain was created, to try to protect us to survive another day, right? So that's exactly where this comes from. And all we're trying to do in working through imposter syndrome and even transforming it is just sort of re-engineering the brain so that it sort of stands down and lets us work through imposter syndrome rather than holding us back. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so here are the practical exercises to overcome imposter syndrome. Number one is name your inner imposter. So give it a name: the perfectionist, Doubt Debbie, Mr. Should Be More, whatever your imposter voice says most often. Anybody want to share what theirs says? I will share mine. My inner imposter says you're not good enough.
Mine says I should be able to do more in a shorter period of time.
Oh, yes.
Mine
gonna
says
say-
you're not qualified.
Ah,
I was going to say all the time I'm my own worst critic most of the time, and you can do better is what
ah.
I could.
Okay, great. Write those down, jot those down in your notes, because you're going to do some work with these. The only way to overcome imposter syndrome is to literally work through and transform it. And you may have to do it repeatedly. It's probably not a one and done. And this can also show up as you continue to grow and expand yourself, or maybe grow and expand in your responsibilities, leadership, or as you ascend in titles. Okay, so write that label down, or that name. And then what we're going to do is provide the truth, so the facts, and then evidence to back it up. This is actually how you re-engineer and work through transforming imposter syndrome. So what's actually true? And here's some examples. I've led projects and delivered results. I've received specific praise for my work. So can each one of you share what's actually true in the face of your inner imposter?
For me right now, I'm supporting a full base of CSM accounts because I had somebody quit in August, and also doing my director role. That's what's actually true.
Perfect. Okay. Who's going next?
I am qualified. I mean, I qualified for President's Club last year. I've been very successful in this role to this date.
Great. Excellent. Jot those two things down. More that you can think of as well. Jason or Justin?
I'd say I've had a long career of progressively improving. I maybe not as fast as I wanted to, but I continually improve and learn.
Wonderful.
I
Justin
feel
or
like
Rachel?
I've struggled with this the most at the beginning of new roles. I don't know that I stay there though. I feel like it's like an initial discomfort and anxiety that I don't know if it's like your subconscious that's leading you to abandon, but not to get too far down the trail.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. It's offering you a escape hatch.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely it is. But when you close and seal off that escape hatch and eliminate it, then it essentially forces you to work through it, right? And probably faster than you will if you still have that escape hatch.
Yeah.
Yeah, really good addition. Rachel?
I guess I feel a little different in this role because I don't actually have like a director or managerial role. There's no one underneath me like the rest of the team, so it's a little. I guess I feel out of place. I guess a little bit right now. I mean, I do kind of. This has happened to me, and I guess what's actually true is that I do receive positive feedback from like the people that I'm working with, and basically they kind of always just tell me keep doing what you're doing, keep thinking how you're thinking because it's super helpful. So I guess that kind of helps alleviate some of the syndrome.
Yeah, great, great. Hey, and this also could be in preparation for your next role when you're going to lead others. This can also be how you can lead others right now and even lead yourself more effectively without a formal title. Because really, leadership, when you think about it in its simplest forms, comes down to that first, leading yourself most effectively so that then you can lead others just as effectively. Great point,
Okay.
Rachel. Really glad you brought that up. Now the evidence. So just give me 2 examples of evidence that you've come up with that you can apply to this, and then we'll move on.
Even though I'm doing more work than I should be doing right now, I'm still successful at both jobs.
Excellent. Great, Aaron. And second?
I know, especially here at Z-Link, the process for consideration for any role is very well thought out. So I think that that is a good reminder that like we weren't just like the only guy or gal standing and available
That was
to
available.
fill these roles. We've all been well vetted, and that's a good reminder that we didn't just fall into the positions that we're in.
Yes, yes, absolutely right. Wonderful. All right. So you guys get it. Great. That means you'll be able to use this when it pops up. Because like I said, just because it may not be popping up now for you doesn't mean it won't pop up in the future. Just getting through it one time doesn't mean it will go away forever. No, it's probably going to come back because this is the way our brains work.